Right? Yeah,
Hi,
hi.
Alicia.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for tuning in. We've missed you this week. So with that said, I'm going to throw it to Rita, and she's going to discuss the project a little bit more. And if more people tune in, you can type in the chat room where you're stamping from, and we just want to see your lovely faces tonight.
Hi, guys. Welcome. Thank you for joining Jen and I this evening. It's always a pleasure when you guys, tune in this, well, it's kind of late for us, but early in certain parts of the world. Tonight, we're going to be doing some napkin rings made out of aluminum, brass, or copper bracelet blanks. You could use these bracelet blanks for a bunch of different projects. You can do, especially for this season, you can do hot cocoa stirrers. You could do napkin rings. Your napkin ring could also double as a place setting. It's really endless. You can use martini stirrers for New Year's. The big thing now is charcuterie boards. You can use them as cheese markers. And me and Jen love our charcuterie boards. So, it's really endless. But today I'm going to show you how to bend a bracelet blank and manipulate it a little bit. Maybe punch a hole in it, add some beads to create something that is not a wearable piece of jewelry, but definitely a piece of jewelry for your napkin and your holiday table. So I'm going to go to my bench and I will throw it back at Jen, and she will give you some information on our Facebook Lives if you'd like to tune in.
Yes, so hi everyone. So I just want to let you know that we took off this week from our Facebook Lives as a little treat to ourselves, but we'll be back doing our Facebook Lives on Tuesday, December 8th, and we tune in at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll follow up on Thursday as well. So for the next 2 weeks, Tuesday and Thursday, we'll do our Facebook Lives normal time. And then we'll take a little hiatus around Christmas time, and then we'll come back in the new year. As Rita's going through the project, I am going to put in Michael's links to the products that she's using. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat room, and I'll do my best to answer them. If I don't get to you, feel free to reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook under ImpressArt, and myself, Rita, or our customer service team will be happy to answer any questions you have. We welcome newbies, people who are intermediate, advanced, or makers, so just keep asking your questions and one of us will be able to respond to you. And if Rita, if you're ready, do you have all your supplies and everything?
We are ready.
So we are ready. So we have about 55 minutes to complete this project or multiple projects. So we'll get stamping right now.
All right, guys. So if you notice, I went to Michael's and I picked up some, my camera's a little wonky today. Let's just tighten that up. All right. So I picked up these really cool ornament hooks. It was about the only thing that was left in the holiday aisle on Long Island where I live. So these are really cool and festive. And I'm going to show you what you could do with these on the ends of your bracelet blanks when we make them either into martini stirrers or hot cocoa stirrers, or you can even do napkin rings with them. So what you're going to do first is you're going to peel off that blue protective film on the front of your bracelet. I'm going to start at the corner, peel that down, take that right off. The reason why we have this protective coating on our bracelet blanks, it's usually not on the first one, but the others that you have in the packages that you buy from Michael's, it's so they don't scratch in transit, okay? The font that we're going to be using today, and you could use any font that you have, but the font that we're going to be using is definitely the exclusive for Michael's, which is the Austin font. It's a 3mm font. Super nice. All right. It's more of a hand lettered font. And the Uppercase. I'm also going to show you how you could use your design stamps to make a snowflake on the end of one. All right. You're also going to use your bracelet guides. Oops, upside down. All right, your sticker guides. We're going to use our bracelet bending plier, our bracelet bending bar, or you could just use the plier or the bar if you have either. I'll show you how to manipulate the rest of it with your hands. We're going to use the multifunction hammer. This hammer is a really great product. It comes with 4 different heads. It comes with a sprinkle stamp. It comes with a chasing head, is what I have in this one. It comes with a ball peen head, and it comes with a nylon. Now, it only comes with 1 hammer. I just, you know, for purposes of teaching you guys, it's just easier for me to have all the hammers, around. All right, so we are gonna start. What I like to do, if you have the big block, I like to make sure that it's in a diamond pattern in front of me. And we've already pulled off our sticker from the front. You can go ahead and pull your sticker off from the back if you feel like you want to. I'm gonna leave mine on just to protect the back of it, okay? Then I'm gonna come in with my sticker. And I'm going to make sure that that blue line that runs across that sticker meets the bottom of my metal. And I will show you exactly what I mean. So if you notice that blue line runs right across, that blue line that runs across is for your 1/4-inch bracelets, okay? As long as that blue line is touching the bottom of that metal, meets the bottom of that metal, you're stamping in the center of that bracelet. Now, there's other 2 hash marks underneath. The second one would be for the 1/2 inch, and the third one would be for the 5/8. All right. So I am going to really pay attention to the ends of my bracelet blank, because I'm going to have them wrap and cross over one another for my first napkin ring. So I'm going to come in, let's see. I'm going to come in, and where is my pen? It's here. There we go. So it's that 3mm font, that Austin font, is a wider font. So I'm going to utilize the space in between my hash marks. So my first one is going to be my E, my A, my T. Then I'm going to leave a space. Okay. And I'll use my ampersand. Actually, that's it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do eat, drink on one side of it. The other side, I'm going to finish my quote. All right. Because like I said, they're going to wrap around. So now that I have my letters written on my sticker, I'm going to pull out my uppercase. So now I've pulled out my uppercase E. All right, and I'm going to take my brass head hammer. I'm going to place my stamp down right on top of that letter that's on that sticker. And I'm going to lightly drag it down, okay, to meet the corresponding letter that's on my stamp. When you're stamping with our product, you always want to make sure that the ImpressArt is facing you. That's how you know you're stamping in the right direction. So flat, lightly drag that down, press down on your stamp, give it a nice tap. Now, if you're hitting it and you're not getting a full impression, you could do something that we like to call the tilt and tap. And I'll show you how to do that with my lowercase. So I have my lowercase a. I'm going to bring that down. Once I feel that restriction in that sticker, okay, I'm going to press down on my stamp. I'll pull you up just a little bit. There we go. So you can see the top of my hammer. So you're going to hit it once in the center. Then you're going to bring your shank of your stamp towards you and hit it. You're going to away from you, side and side. And while you're tilting and you're tapping it, you're pressing down into that metal, okay? And that's going to ensure that you have your full impression of your letter in your metal. Now, aluminum it's food grade aluminum. So if you wanted to stick this in any kind of drink, you could. I don't suggest using the brass and copper in your food or drink. I'm done with my first word. I'm going to move on to my second. I'm going to take my uppercase T, hit it once in the center, front, back, side, side. And my lowercase r. And now, once you get a hang of your tools and you know how hard to hit your stamps, you won't need that tilt and tap anymore. So it's really good to learn your fonts. All right, so I have my eat and my drink, which is on the first part of my bracelet. Now you're going to notice when you pull your sticker away that sometimes when you stamp into the metal and you forge metal, the metal moves, okay? And this is a soft metal, so it's going to, you're going to notice that it gives a little bit of a curve. It gets a little wonky at the top. What you're going to do with your multifunction hammer, you're going to use your nylon head and you're just going to, let's bend this down a little bit so you could see what I'm talking about. See how it kind of gets wonky? So you're going to put that down on your block. You're going to notice that your sticker could go right underneath it. That's not how it should be. Your sticker should not be able to go underneath it. So this right here, this part, I'm going to take my nylon head and give it a couple of taps. And then you could see that your sticker guide no longer goes under there and you're nice and straight. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my multifunction head and I'm going to use my ball peen and I'm just going to go around the outskirts of it a little bit. Now I'm holding it with one hand where I feel comfortable. And I'm just going around the outskirts of it. Now, if you want people to be able to take their napkin ring home, what I like to do is I like to put the year right in the middle of it. So you would take a ruler, find your center. So your bracelets are 6 inches. So you're going to find your center at your 3 inches. All right. And I'm going to eyeball it. Marking my center. I'm going to bring my sticker guide back. All right, then I'm going to take my Austin numbers. All right. Now remember with the ImpressArt numbers, your 6 always doubles as your 9. All right. So I'm going to put the year on there. And who wouldn't want to remember 2020, right? All right, let's see. So I'm going to pull out my 2. I'm going to write my numbers on my sticker. Place my 2 down, give it a nice tap. Come in with my 0, my 2, and my 0 again. All right, and
Now
you can see I've got, yes.
I see that your sticker guide kind of lifts it up from the block. Is there a way to secure it
There
down?
is. I made the mistake of putting on hand cream before. So now I've touched all of my tools and all of my metal. So when you're stamping, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that your hands don't have cream on them and they are dry. But if you are still having that issue, you can use stamp tape. Okay, and that's for sale at Michael's as well. And let's see if I have some here. I thought I did. Let's take a look. You would think that I would have it on my block, but I don't. So it comes in a roll, a white roll. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your sticker guide down and across your blank, and then just put 2 pieces of tape on each side to secure it to your block. All right. So now on my other end, actually, I'm going to come in with my hammer and just give it a couple of taps. Now on the other end, I'm going to take my bracelet sticker. All right, and I'm going to come in again. Remember, making sure that that blue line runs right across the metal and lines up to the bottom. All right. And then, so I have my eat, my drink, and we're going to go with B space Mary. And I'm going to do my Mary in all capitals. Now I'm leaving space at the end because I want to put a hole. So I'm just going to mark where I want my hole to be. All right. So I'm going to come in now with my uppercase. Bring that down, line it up. And my uppercase. And for those who just tuned in, if you're not getting a full impression when you're stamping, you could use a tilt and tap technique. So I will show you guys. So you're going to hit it once at the top, towards you, away from you, side and side. Any questions, Jen?
Not yet. We have a quiet group here tonight.
Very quiet.
I know. If you have any questions, you can chat them to us and we'll be happy to answer them or give you a shout out.
And I have my Be Merry. All right, so I'm going to pull that off. And again, I have a little bit, gets a little wonky. I'm going to place that down. A couple of nice light taps with my nylon head, and then right back to my ball peen. There we go. All right, so I have my Eat, Drink, my 2020, and my Be Merry. All right, so now that I've stamped all of it. I'm going to take my screw down hole punch. Now, guys, remember, if you have a handheld hole punch, you cannot use that on thick gauges. Okay, what you want to do to make a hole in these bracelets is use the screw down hole punch. All right, so I'm going to feed it right inside of my piece, and I am going to match it up with the dot that I put on my blank. And I'm just going to screw that down. And then unscrew it. What's nice about this hole punch is that it does not pucker the other side of it. And what I mean by puckering, usually screw hole punches leave this remnants of the metal on the back, and this screw hole punch doesn't. All right. So remember, please keep in mind, you cannot use the handheld punch on these thick bracelets. All right. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that plastic off the back. And what that plastic is going to do, it's going to reduce the marring that you see on the other end. All right. I'm going to come in now and I am going to enamel my piece. And we're going to play with the enamel a little bit. I'm going to use the gold enamel. I'm going to use, let's see what we have. I'm going to use my silver. And I'm going to use my black. The first enamel that I'm going to use is the black enamel. Now, one thing you need to know about the enamel, guys, is it is a water-based enamel marker, okay? And it is formulated to sit inside of your stamped impression. All right. No questions?
Nope, nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Okay. This is an easy one tonight, huh, Jen?
I guess so. Wonder if they're all East Coast people who
tired. Alicia's already in bed. It looks like Alicia's in bed. Alicia, are you in bed? Yeah. She looks like she's relaxing.
I think Puerto Rico's an hour ahead of us. They don't do daylight savings or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to take my black enamel marker. All right. And I'm going to run it over. I'm going to start in the center. I'm going to run it over my 2020. All right. Any chance of more colors like red? Not this year. I see some questions. Sometimes they pop up.
Oh, no, those are the first two. Penny said, thanks for all the two of you do. And Linda had the question that's red.
Oh, Linda. I think Linda's always asking for a red enamel marker.
I know. It's maybe if you ask so many times, they'll do it.
I've been bothering the owners, Linda, but I don't know. So you're going to take your dry household paper towel and just going to blot it, okay? I'm not going to wipe on this one. I'm just going to blot, all right? And there's a reason why I'm not going to blot. I want to mix some of that silver in with that black to make it more of a gunite gray. So I'm going to take my silver and run it over. And do you see how it makes it like a really nice gunite gray? It turns your black and gives it a little, you know, it's a metal flake, a silver metal flake. So it gives a little bit of sparkle. Sparkle.
So Weston asked if this could be a bracelet or is the metal too soft and would it bend out of shape?
No, of course, this is a bracelet. This is a bracelet blank. Yeah. Okay. So we're just basically using these as just other functions for the bracelet blanks. So I'm going to take my enamel marker again. I'm going to go over my eat and my drink. Dry household paper towel. And I'm going to blot. I'm not wiping. Okay. Because I want to mix that silver. Take my silver. And mix it. So it becomes a really nice gunite gray. It looks a lot like liver sulfur and a nice patina. And I'm just going to lightly dab, lightly wipe.
Rita, what happens if you wipe with the paper towel and all your enamel comes out of your impressions?
Okay, so there are two reasons why your enamel is coming out of your impression. The first one is you're wiping too soon or you're wiping too heavy. The second is your impressions aren't deep enough. Remember, guys, this enamel is formulated to sit inside of your impressions. If your impression is too shallow, your enamel is not going to settle and dry in it. All right, so you have to make sure that your impressions are nice and deep in that metal. I'm going to come to the end, do my Be Merry. Just dab it. Take my silver marker and just run it over. Now, if you're afraid that, your marker is getting black at the ends like mine is, guys, all you have to do is take a paper towel, run your marker over, and you'll see that your black is no longer on it. Okay? So don't be afraid of mixing your colors. And there we have it. We have our Be Merry. All right. Now, towards my ends, I'm going to get a little festive here. So I'm going to use my gold. Now, same thing goes with the gold, guys. Make sure that your crevices are somewhat deep. It needs a place to stay. But with our gold marker, we're not going to wipe off so quick. Oh, look, and I got a new one. This is the one that Jen gave me that day in the office. So this is a perfect example. We're going to show you how to start your marker. So you want to grab a piece of paper towel, okay? And you want to give it 2 nice shakes. Don't overshake it, okay? And then you're going to put pressure on your tip. All right? And you're going to see that that ink is just going to fill the tip of your marker. So we're going to wait for that.
Is priming, Rita. Someone asked that they saw that the cap comes with an extra replacement tip. When do you need to change the tip of your marker?
Oh God, see, I've literally killed markers that I've had for 3 years that I've never touched that tip. But I know I've had to replace my daughter's tip because she doesn't leave her tips on the marker. She doesn't leave the caps on the markers. So they will dry out if you leave it uncapped. But I've never had to do it. I mean, if you're mixing colors a lot and you can't get your tip clean, then I don't see any reason for you to not use it.
And is it easy to change? Someone's asking.
Yeah, I'll show you in a couple of seconds. Let's see if this marker is going to give me problems. It sat on the bottom of my pocketbook for like ever. Like everything else. No, it's coming. It's coming. But what I will show you is it's very easy to change these. So you pull one out. All right. And then what you're going to do with this is you're just going to pull it right out. That's how easy it is. All right.
And there's all the gold.
And there's the gold.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's also very cold in here. My nose is running. But then if I put the heat on, I get tired.
I know.
What happens, Jen? You wouldn't know this. This is what happens when you get old. All right, any day now. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to flip that around. Just so we could get that done. There we go. All right. So you're going to notice that that gold has a really nice metal flake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm really going to just pay attention to the textured part of the bracelet. I'm going to go all around. And it's okay if you get it, you know, you don't have to be so neat with it. And we're going to let that sit and dry. And I'm just going to let that dry. Actually, Jen, I'm going to run and grab another paper towel. I'll be right back. Jen, if you want to tell them about our Facebook Lives maybe, or...
Yep, so if anyone wasn't here in the beginning, we do Facebook Lives every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be back in action on next Tuesday on the 8th, and we'll be doing those for the next 2 weeks. And then we're going to take a small hiatus for the holiday, and then we'll be back in 2021 on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the next 2 weeks, we have a couple of things coming up on our Facebook Lives. We're doing holiday decor. Rita has a really fun project that I can't give away what it is, but definitely tune in for that. And we're also gonna talk about, again, our ugly Christmas sweater necklace challenge. That we challenged everyone to a couple of days ago. So. If everyone, thanks, Linda. We love everyone, all of our regulars for tuning in on with us at Michael's. And if anyone, you guys are so shy tonight, but if you want to let us know in the chat room where you're from and where you're stamping, we do have a great stamping community out there. And we do have a lot of people who end up meeting each other through our Facebook Lives and are really close together, that they meet up at the local Hobby Lobby or Michael's to go shopping together. So.
Okay. Sorry about that. Mine fell and Priscilla came and ran out of the room with my paper towel. So, which is probably getting eaten somewhere in the house, which is always fun. So back to our napkin ring. We are going to let that gold dry. All right. So it's okay to let it dry on there. If it dries on too much, we'll troubleshoot it and I'll show you how you could get it off. But for the most part, I'm just going to come back in and hit some areas.
Yeah, Linda, that gold marker is nice. It's so vibrant on the camera. Imagine what it looks like in person.
The gold actually looks really nice also. I'm just going to show you guys while that dries. Let's see, with the sprinkle stamp, right, Jen?
Oh, yes.
Towards the edges. Let me see where that stamp is. Just going to grab one of these. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to put it in my hammer. Is that the sprinkle? No. All right, and I'm just going to use the edges. Now the sprinkle stamp comes in your multifunction hammer kit. Look how pretty that looks. But it looks even nicer when you put that gold enamel in there. And I'll show you the difference between the ball peen and a more rough textured blank when you use the gold marker. So this is a really good gold marker, Jen. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Where's my secret stash?
That's your secret stash. All right. So these are the ornament hooks at Michael's that I was telling you guys about before. So I'm just going to open up that package. And these are, you know, they're fairly easy to bend. All right. And I'm using big hole beads for the edge of it. These also could be found at Michael's. All right. They're glass blown. So of course there's no head on these. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your round nose pliers. I'm just going to push my block a little bit. All right. And you're going to take the edges with the tips of your plier, and you're going to just curve in. All right. And kind of make like a cone. All right. Just like that at the end, a little curly Q. And then bring it up. You can straighten it out. All right. So now that little curl at the bottom is going to help with your beads not moving. So I am going to string my beads onto that. All right. And then I'm just going to press it down to create a head. All right. And you could use any beads you have. Before I was saying, oh my God, I don't really have many Christmas colored beads. I'm very black and white and clear type of person, and browns. So I'm kind of out of my comfort zone here. But I'm sure if you had white beads, you can make a really cute snowman.
Oh, that looks
really
pretty.
Cute snowman. So then I'm going to come back in. I'm going to bend my wire to make a loop like that. Then I'm going to take it at the base and bend it up. All right, so it creates more of like a hook. I'm going to place it right in my plier. And I'm going to twist my wire around. Now I am a metal stamper. I'm not a wire. I don't do wire. And I know on the Facebook Live, they tell everybody I'm not good with wire, but listen, I hold my own. Then you're going to take some flush cutters and you're going to give it a little nip. And mine are dull because I use them on thicker gauge metal, which I shouldn't. So I'm going to take a new pair, give it a little snip. And then you could come in with your pliers and just, you know, round it off. How adorable is that? So
you
cute,
inspire
right?
me every day.
So here we have a really cute candy cane wire to go with our, you know what, Linda, you're right, Linda. We should have had a red marker. Linda's right. I'm going to have to bother the bosses when I get back into the building. We need red wire, red marker. All right, so I'm going to come in now and I'm going to use a dry household paper towel and I'm just going to literally wipe it off. So if you let this gold dry, guys, I promise you, you won't be disappointed. How absolutely gorgeous is that? Right? Okay. So I'm going to come now back to my bracelet and I'm going to twist my paper towel into a cone and I use it as more of an eraser. I'm going to bend you guys down a little bit. All right. And I'm just going to literally work around my ball peen. and lightly wipe, leaving that gold in my impressions. Now, do you see right over there how we have it on just the plain metal and it's dry and I can't get it off? Guys, the only thing that you need to do when you have enamel that is on your blank that you don't want there is take your enamel marker, hit it again, okay, and go back in and it comes right off. See that? Okay, same thing down here. I'm trying to rub it, it's not coming off. Take my enamel marker, run it over. And it comes right off. All right.
Weston, why was the gold dried longer than the black before buffing?
Because I wanted it to stay in these open impressions.
Yeah, Rita did a light texture with the ball peen, so it doesn't have deep divots to hold the enamel. So we let it dry completely before wiping it away.
And there you go. So we're going to bend this now. I'm going to bring this up. All right. But before I do that, I'm going to come in with my buffing block. Now, your buffing block should be white. This just shows you that I keep on using my buffing block over and over again. They really never really go bad. I have a bunch of them and a bunch of them all look the same. So they do start off as white, but you can use them when they do get dirty. And I'm literally just going to run it over my bracelet. Look at that shine. Okay, there we go. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to bend it. So you're going to use your bracelet bending plier. And you could use your bar. I think I'm going to bend this one with the plier, and then I could go back and show you how to bend it with a bar if you only have the bar. All right, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to use my 2020 as my center mark. Just like that. And I'm going to squeeze. And then I'm going to work around. Okay. Flip it over. Squeeze it the same way. All right. So now you have a U shape. All right. A very wide. It's obviously not going to work as a bracelet. Then I'm going to take my ring bending, and I'm not going to really firmly close the jaws. I'm literally just going to use it to form. Everybody see that? How it's just forming it in more of an oval shape. How nice is that? Okay. So I'm going to come around. So obviously I want my Be Merry on the bottom. When you have it, so it looks like this, you're just going to pinch your Be Merry or the quote that you want on the bottom, and you're going to push up on your other bracelet, other side of your bracelet. So now it kind of looks like that. All right. Then I'm going to come around. And again, I'm not going to squeeze the jaws closed. I'm just literally going to form it. Okay. And then I'm going to come in a little bit more.
So would you say it's better to underbend and work it into shape? Than
yes, definitely underbend. It's better to underbend than overbend. And remember, you're definitely not going to make, you know, to squeeze those pliers all the way closed. Do you see how I'm squeezing them closed? You don't want to do that. You want to take your blank and just lightly fold it. Okay. If you squeeze closed completely, let me show you what happens. You get a ring. You don't want a ring. You want to form your metal. How pretty did that come out? And the black isn't so black. It's got a really nice tinge of glitter to it. And I want to bend this a little bit more. So like what I'm doing here, guys, I'm not closing all the way. I'm just forming it. Okay. Just forming it. How pretty is that? And then when you turn it around, you have the year on the back. So nice. So now with my hole at the bottom, I'm going to use a jump ring and my pliers, which I had, and now I don't. Where are they? All right, here we go. All right. You always want to use 2 pliers when you are chain those pliers when you're using your jump ring. So I'm going to close this one. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a gold. I'm going to use a gold jump ring. Who doesn't love a good mixed metal? So I am going to hold my pliers at the top and laterally twist it. You're not going to pull them apart because what happens when you pull them apart, you compromise the metal. So I'm going to put my really cool candy cane inspired ornament hanger. And then I'm going to string on my jump ring, take my other end, twist it back into place. You're going to hear that click. And how cool is that? Right? So you could pretty much hang anything off of it. What you really could do is, if you don't want to do beads and you just strictly want to keep it to metal, let's play around a little bit because we have plenty of time. So we're going to open that. What we can do is, and I said that I would show you guys how to do this. We're going to use, and now everybody, every set from ImpressArt comes with design stamps. What do you think, Jen?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Do a mandala?
Yes.
Let's do a mandala. So
Uppercase fonts in this form of sets come with the alphabet 26 and then 7 bonus design stamps. So yeah, let's go.
All right. I'm trying to find the comments because I just saw Rita pop up, but I couldn't see
Penny
who said it.
Rita.
All right. So uppercase always comes, like what Jen said, with 6 amazing design stamps. So we're going to take these design stamps and we're gonna make a snowflake, or we're going to try to make a snowflake today. What?
You always surprise me.
Now I'm starting to sweat because I'm like, oh, okay, how are we doing this? So we're going to use the 3-line design stamp. We're going to use a 3-petal. Let's see what I could pull out of the air here. And we are going to use the eye. All right. So we're going to start with the 3-petal. And I'm just going to mark my center. I'm going to mark my center with a Sharpie marker because that will stick to my metal more because it's flat than my enamel will. So I've marked my center. Now, if you have that stamp tape, you definitely want to use it to hold your blank down. All right. I am actually going to come in because I don't have my tape handy. I am going to use a sticker guide. So remember, guys, you could always reuse those sticker guides. I'm just going to really just hold it down to the blank. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark the center of my design stamps, just like that. Okay, so I know what to line up with my dot. So I'm going to come in my center, line up my stamp with my dot. Let me push this down so you guys could see a little bit. All right, give it a nice tap. There we go. I'm going to turn my block. Give it another one. One more. All right, so now I have the center of my snowflake. I'm going to take my eye, my uppercase I, and I'm going to come in between my petals. All right, and then I'm going to come in with my 3 lines. Now, what I'm going to do with this is something a little different. I am going to turn it to the side because I want to mark my center right here. And the reason why I want to do that is because I don't want them to my left and my right. I want them up and down my lines. So I'm going to come back in. Line it up. Give it a nice tap.
Literally, my mind is blown right now.
I don't know how if this looks that much like a snowflake, but we're committed.
Yeah.
We're committed. All right. And remember, guys, you don't have to turn your block. Feel free to turn your block. It's the best. That's the best tool, is turning your block. So we have what I consider to be a snowflake. Now, same thing goes for your Sharpie. Wet that again and wipe it. All right, there we go. And I think I might come in. Let's see, what should I come in with at the center? I have the tiniest heart. Let's see if I could find it, Jen. That's in, Michael's has these hearts in a pack of 3. Where is this heart? I know I used it earlier. Let's see. It's a big heart. I know it's here. There's so many stamps here that it's so easy to get overwhelmed.
Yeah. The 3 packet comes in a 1.5, a 2.5, and a 3 millimeter.
Right. I was using it on rings before. All right. So we're going to have to improvise because I don't have the heart handy. Let's see what we could use. I think I'm going to come in with my lowercase. And I'm going to use my little asterisk.
Oh,
in that set. All right. Asterisk. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to come in and I am going to put that right in the center. And I feel like that will make it look more snowflake-like. And I think I'm just going to do a cluster of them. And there is our snowflake. I know it's hard to see. Let me pull that away a little bit. There we go. We are going to come in and let's use our gold marker. And this, with the gold marker, we're just going to leave it in the impressions. So you're going to color that in. Take your paper towel. And I am going to remove some of that around. And there is my snowflake. And what you could do is come back in. You could also put an initial of the person, you know, do a place seating. Put an initial of the person that's sitting. Let me move you guys down a little bit. Up, I mean. And you're going to grab your other plier and laterally twist it closed. And that's even prettier.
It also looks like an ornament ball at the end of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really good. And for the effect of a napkin, which I don't have, so we're going to use the rest of the remaining paper towel in my house. Let's pull you guys back so you get the full effect. How pretty. Let me see if I could shut this light off. If you could, that's better, right?
Yeah, what a great, I know a lot of people are using like paper plates or plastic forks this year and paper towels for napkins. So what a great way to dress up your table.
Yeah, this is really, it's really nice. I really like it. It's adorable. Oh, hi, Penny. That's right. She said Penny before, and I didn't realize it was you, Penny. Welcome, Penny. So, you know, it's really endless what you could do with these guys. Really endless. All right. And that's it. Now, if you want to bring it in closer, all you have to do, remember, they're aluminum, so just give it a little pinch. And then you could bring them closer. But I love this, even with the, you know, even with like a colored, you know, everybody's doing disposable right now.
Yeah.
Which, not for nothing, I've been doing disposable for years, because who wants to sit at the sink and wash it all off to put it in the dishwasher or wash it by hand? So, you know, when I grew up in that big Italian family where my mother had to set the table with the china that only came out of the house for 2 holidays, Easter and Christmas. Like an hour of dishwashing. So I'm a firm believer in paper and plastic, but this I think I might use this year with a really nice red or green, you know, napkin. Or you can do your colored beads. Totally up to you. I feel like I redeemed my wire wrapping with my snowflake. So, any questions? Any questions? Any questions?
No, but Linda, I do agree. I have some really nice plastic silverware. It's gold and silver.
Yes, I do too. I bought it for Thanksgiving and we ended up not having Thanksgiving. So I'm very excited. I think I might actually set a place setting with it and use this in a picture tonight.
Michaels is recording this video right now, so it will be posted, I believe, within 24 hours. And you can watch it on replay on their website or on their YouTube channel.
All right. Any questions? So it's 8 o'clock. What do you want to do, Jen? You want to have them flip the camera around, or?
I mean, if you guys stand with us or want to say bye to us and turn on your cameras, we would love to see your faces. If not, if you have any questions after this class ends, feel free to ask us on social media and we'll respond to you.
Linda, that looks like a really comfy chair you're sitting in. It's comfy, looks comfy. Let's see who else. Alicia. That's it tonight. All right. Hi, Penny, Mary, Winston, Sharon. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. You know, we look forward to seeing you guys and, you know, sharing our love of metal stamping and the knowledge that Jen and I both have with you guys on a regular. And I know I missed you guys this week because we didn't have Facebook Live, but we will be back next week. And I promise you, I've been working on something fun. So definitely tune in Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30. It's going to be fun. So, all right. Have a phenomenal night and a magnificent weekend. And if you tune in, we will see you on Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.